Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or even good evening, depending on where you're finding us today. And today I am going to start doing the monthly energies for the monkey month. It is August. It's August the 6th, 7th, if you are watching us live. And we are actually looking at a way to use Feng Shui in an easy way for you to understand a little bit more about your space. The space right now is pivotally important as we're sheltering in place, relocking down. Really, one of the best things that you guys can actually do is start paying attention to your space. Your space is there to serve you. It's there to help you achieve your goals. And it is, your safe haven for right now. So why don't we make it the best that it can be? Hi, my name is Kathleen Zemansky. I'm a business Feng Shui master, business astrologer, and the creator of the Time Blazer business management system. But we're going to talk Feng Shui today and probably some other things as well. So we're going to start out with the Central Palace. So let me go on over to my PowerPoint presentation and let's have a look to see what's going on over there. So first of all, if you are new to us, what we would love for you to do is like our channel, obviously, subscribe if you are a new subscriber, and also give comments and share. Ring that bell at the bottom of the screen so that you can be informed of all of the information that we're going to be sending over to you. So as I said earlier, I do person, space, and time. I do business Feng Shui, business astrology, and business timing. And truthfully, there's one other layer, which is called Universal Gateway. That's called Qimen Dunjia in Chinese. But we here at Five Elements Group have really taken all of the true essence of classical Feng Shui, and we've made it accessible to you. So Feng Shui originated centuries ago, as most of you may know at this time. Feng Shui isn't so, I would even say, esoteric at this point. It is a common practice that is used all throughout the world, even in the Western countries. And what we're trying to do is really make it more accessible to people like you that are watching. So really, when it first originated, it was only for the affluent. It was only for top military maneuvers because it was the art of war. Now, really, it's fighting that battle and winning that war without even fighting that battle. And that's what we're trying to really accomplish here. But we also want to look at our space from a energetic positioning that it's there to serve you. And what we're going to be talking about over the next 9 days is that we're going to have you look at where the best energies are positioned in your compass dial, on your floor plan, if you will. And I want to let you know that there's a lot of resources. They're already linked below that you can go ahead and get the free compass dial, your business astrology, just even look at it as your astrology, and also 30 days of the Time Blazer. It's a free trial that there's no credit card required. These resources are going to help you get through this challenging time. So what I want to let you know is that we have some information that we are, readily, going to produce for you for over the next couple of months during this real trying time. So as you have guessed, we are going through a pretty trying time here. And that's about some of these big shifts that are happening in the world today. Now, yes, we're in a pandemic, but we're also going through these major shifts in the year of the metal rat. So those are some of the things I want you to keep in mind, that yes, there's big shifts, but there's also great opportunities. When we have disruptions like this, there are certainly going to be people that are going to collapse. Now, if you're watching this channel right now, you are not one of those. You are looking for ways to get yourself out of this muck, if you will, and get back onto doing life. Now, we cannot go back to life as usual. That's kind of like ancient times of 3 or 4 months ago. We are never going back to that situation. So we have to find different and new ways to operate. Okay, so really, one of the first things that we want you to think about is that your business astrology, or your astrology for that matter, is a real important key component, because the astrology piece is going to start helping you understand a little bit more about yourself and the annual energies on how they are affecting you. So just go ahead. Like I said, the link is below. For those of you who are sheltering in place with other people, go ahead and run their charts as well. And then I've got a ton of YouTube videos that we can have you look at. Just look at your animals, look at 2020, and then look up the animals, and then you're going to get a good understanding of what's available to you this year. Now, time is marching on. We are halfway through the Western calendar year, and we're also halfway through the Eastern calendar, the Chinese calendar. So I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, oh my gosh, when is this year ever going to be over? And it's going to be over. But we are still looking at some of this pandemic stuff even into 2021. So astrology and science are actually paralleling in our predictions of how this is going to play out. So we have to make the best of it. So, and there's, again, lots of opportunities there. So try to find out which ones you have available to you. So step number 1, get your astrology chart. Step number 2 is really what we want you to start thinking about is the floor plan. Now, the floor plan is a piece that you're going to have to obtain on your own. There's a couple of ways that you can get a floor plan. You can even just go onto Google and then put in your address and at least get a screenshot of your property if you are in a single dwelling home. Now, if you're in a high rise of some sort, it still is going to give you a little bit of a picture, but then you have to take your unit and put the floor plan over that, or the compass dial over that. Again, we've got a couple of compass dials for you to have to put over your floor plan so that you can absolutely make the best of your living space and workspace, because a lot of people are working from home now, working remotely. So what I would want you to understand is right now we are looking at an annual flying star dial, or grid, if you will, in this particular case. And these are the annual energies. So when you're starting to look at this, we just look at some of the descriptive words. In the southeast, we've got leadership. In the south, we've got properties, illness, all the way along around the compass, if you will. So if we took this and put it over a compass, you would see, again, some similar, you will see the exact same things in the directions, if you will. And I'll show you that in just a second. But what is important for you to know is I'm going to take one of these a day and just start talking to you a little bit about how you can use these. So we're going to be talking about the Central Palace today. So yes, it has some legal implications, but when you combine it with the monthly flying star number, it starts telling you a little bit of a story about how you can use the space. Now, in classical Feng Shui, it's very important for you to understand that what we like you to do is use the positive energies of any given sector and avoid the bad. It's as simple as that. We're not talking about Feng Shui activations, even though that's a part of it, but that's not what we're trying to do here today. I'm trying to make it easy peasy for you so you understand that there's going to be certain areas annually that are going to be good, but every month is going to start influencing that information. So there might be some adjustments that we're going to be making along the way due to this very piece that I'm telling you right now. All right, let's go on to the next slide, which is going to be talking about the monthly. Now, again, I want you to look at this grid when you see it. What we're seeing is the right-hand number. Let's just look at the Central Palace because that's what we're talking about today. And this Central Palace has a 7 on the right. So yes, it is about legal, if you will. And then we have a 2 that's on the left-hand side. So when we combine these two together, then it starts painting a little bit of a picture. And that's what we're going to discuss today. So when you start creating this 2-7 combination, what we're starting to look at is we've got, if you will, like this tipping point in your business. So what I really need you to start thinking about is furthering your education to hone your skills and those of your team. So really what I want you to think about, it's not just about you, it's your whole team that we need to elevate. Now, this is with the understanding that you're using the central palace. When you use it, you activate it. You start putting energy towards it. If you're not using the central palace, and what I mean by the central palace, the very center of the building that you're working or living from. But if you are just renting maybe just one office suite, or you are renting, co-sharing a space with some roommates or something like that, what I want you to think about is putting the dial over the space that you have 100% control over, unless everyone agrees that this is what they want to do, because this is a very powerful energy. All of the energies that are there, when you start using these energies and really start activating them, they're going to bring about some very quick shift, targeted change. So if that's what you're looking for, this is where we can help you. So if you, and you're going to see over the course, again, over the course of the 9 days, we're going to start seeing certain areas that I don't want you to be spending time in, because the energy is negatively impacted, which means it's going to negatively impact you. So let's get back to what we're talking about here of the central palace. So again, you need to be the beacon to model. So if you are the leader of a team, if you're the manager, if you're the owner or CEO of your company, you need to model how you want your team to behave. And so that's how you are going to actually reach success, is by being that person that, be the change that you want to be, in other words, right? All right, so this sector also is going to help you attract helpful people into your life. So this is a very important thing to know. We love people that will reach out and just want to help us, right? So it's very good for wealth. It's good for relationships. So it's all starting to look like it's going to be piling up, stacking up to be a pretty nice area. But what I am going to have you caution about is that there might be some people on your team that are just not pulling your weight. So they're sort of that weakest link that can take down a project, that can hold up, cause delays, change orders, and all that kind of stuff. So we don't really want that. So potentially, remember we said training is a good thing to do. Maybe we need to redirect and train your team a little bit better so that they can perform. Because if not, they're going to bring down and pull down the entire process, if you will. So this is encouraging also if you are someone that is kind of striking out on their own, or it really is taking responsibility for your own energy. So don't always depend on, others to be pulling the weight. You yourself have to understand what you want out of life and then go after it. So the thing that I want you to really understand also about this energy is that yes, it's a strategic plan, but it is about taking action. And really, that's the crux of classical Feng Shui anyway. It's not, placing an object or doing an activation and then just pretend like everything is going to fall into place. Really, it is augmenting your good work that you're already doing, and it helps you elevate, it helps you take your business to the next level and actually help you have a competitive edge. So with that said, it's not about talking about it, not about dreaming about it, it's actually about taking action. Now, the last thing I want to tell you about the 2-7 is when you combine those two numbers together, they start transforming into one of the elements, which is fire. So we like fire. Fire is very good. It's the happiness element. We like that very much. But we also have to take note that it can cause a little bit of burnout. So do watch that. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the Central Palace as well, because we want the Central Palace to be pretty open, and we don't want it clogged up with clutter. You don't want a fire element. That's actually one of the worst things that you can have in the center of your home or office. So this is something that we don't want to see. But you know what? We see this a lot in commercial spaces where they have the big elevator shaft, and a lot of times it's actually in that central palace, which can cause a little bit of issues anyway, but that's how a lot of things are constructed. So you may not have the ability anyway to be in the central palace, but that would certainly get activated, that movement up and down of a escalator or an elevator. So what you want to do is you want to make sure, if at all possible, if there are no water elements or fire elements or storage areas in that center area, you want to keep it as open as possible, because otherwise it's going to negatively impact the occupants using that space. Okay, so then the other thing that I want to just what we started doing, just even last month, is looking at the space from looking at the icons of the space. So this is going to start helping you once we build out this whole month. So, you're going to be the beacon. It's good it's definitely good for elevating your team, very good for happiness, but we do have to watch out for some slackers on your team, if you will. All right, I'm going to briefly show you the annual Feng Shui dial, and this is that same dial that this information, if you will, it's now superimposed over a compass dial. So really what you need to do is get an accurate floor plan. And I do mean accurate, because there is some accuracy. There is quite a bit of accuracy in classical Feng Shui. So you can't really wing it like, oh, that's kind of the southeast, when it might be the east, and it could get you in trouble in 2020. So we really want to make sure that those lines are really going over the right sectors of your space. So again, those links are below for you to get these compass dials. Now, I really want you to understand that there's a layering effect that we're going to be doing here. We're going to talk about Feng Shui, we're going to talk about Flying Star, and we're going to talk about the annual Flying Star, and we're going to talk about the monthly Flying Star. Now, there's long-term effects as well, but that is not the purpose of this particular program here. All right, now I want to show you one last dial that I'd like to inform you about, and that is the annual Feng Shui dial. So here's our Feng Shui dial, and here is what I want you to understand on this. Now, when you superimpose these together, that's when you're going to start seeing the picture of what is available to you. But here is the very, very simple thing that I want you to understand. The green areas on this compass dial are the ones that are positive, and the ones that are red, or even this checkerboard here, these are the areas that I want you to avoid. So it really is that same concept, if you will, of looking at your looking at your space when you are saying, do I want to activate? Do I want to actually be in that area? Am I going to be doing, work there, study there? Am I going to be hanging out, because that's where I, want to relax towards the end of the day or throughout the day. So those are the areas you want to be in the green, if you will. But also, again, now we're layering on the annual Flying Stars and the monthly Flying Stars with it. And that's where you're going to start making your informed decisions. Okay, so now I just want to briefly tell you about the Time Blazer. We actually have a series every Tuesday called Time Blazer Tuesday, which is something that I want you to just check in. It's also on YouTube Live. And basically, we give you a recap of all of the things that are happening throughout the week. And I just wanted to give you a brief look at just the month view. So we're looking at the month, and we're here today on the 7th, at the very beginning of this month. So really the thing I want you to understand here is, how can you use as many green days as possible? And this is a personalized system. So I want you to really understand that everything in classical Feng Shui is very unique to each individual. It's not that blanketed, oh, this is the wealth corner and this is the relationship corner. That is really actually going to get you in a bit of trouble when you start understanding the power and how empowering classical Feng Shui is. It cannot be a cookie cutter situation. Now, there are repeatable patterns that we're going to be able to show you throughout, whether it be your astrology or the timing with the Time Blazer or the Feng Shui or the Flying Star or the Universal Gateway, which also has a floor plan to follow, a compass to follow as well. That's beyond what we're talking about today, but really what it is saying is everything is very unique to you. So why wouldn't you want to just jump on and go, yes, I want to find out what my best days are for this month. Yes, I want to find out the best places that I need to position myself. Yes, I want to have the full capacity that I can really take those next steps in my chart. It's all there, and it's all either on YouTube, or just go ahead and get those links below and we can help you take those giant leaps forward. If nothing else, bring some balance into your life. And that's really where we're at right now. We're either moving forward because we found some opportunities for us to really take some nice giant leaps, or we're in a position where potentially you have lost and your job has completely gone away. You've had to close your business. And I'm very, very sorry and empathetic, because this is not, the first thing I've ever done in my life. Now, I've done this for over 20 years at this point, but I'm also of a certain age, so it's not the only thing I've ever done in my life. And so I've seen things come and go. And so I do feel absolutely, if you have been on the side of loss, I do get it very, very much. First tool I turned to when I had my major loss 20 years ago was Feng Shui. When I saw how completely and quickly my life turned around, it was absolutely a no-brainer. So, okay, well, I think that's what pretty much we have for you today. Really, what I would love for you to do is, again, make sure that you like, comment, share, and of course, ring that bell so you don't miss any notifications. Then we will certainly be here to give you more information. So we thank you so much for following us today. We really do appreciate it. It's people like you that are going to help us continue to deliver content like this. So it really is important that you let us know if you like this type of information and if you want more. Because if you want more, I will deliver. So have an amazing day. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Saturday, so over the weekend it may flex a little bit on timing and all of that, but we'll be back as soon as we can to get the rest of the dial completed for you over the next few days. So have a great Friday, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.